from the heart of our community. This is Highlights, sponsored by Highland Hospital, the hospital with the heart in the heart of West Virginia, working in partnership to bring you the community information that affects your daily life.
Highland Hospital, Highland can help.
Hello and welcome to Highlights. My name is Jim Strawn, host of the television program. Highlights is brought to you through a collaboration between Highland Hospital, Kanawha County Schools TV, and Suddenlink Cable. And if you're a regular viewer of this show, and we certainly hope that you are, you know how much we love to focus on those grassroots people, those grassroots organizations, those not-for-profit, sometimes charitable organizations that are just doing such outstanding work to make our great state of West Virginia, our Kanawha Valley, and our city of Charleston a better place to live and to work and to play and to just live and be. And today we're going to highlight one of my favorite organizations in the world. It is the YWCA of Charleston, West Virginia. We have a very exciting upcoming 19th annual Women of Achievement Luncheon coming up. So I've got a couple of special guests here to help me talk about that, a couple of dear friends of mine. So I welcome back into the program the Executive Director of the YWCA, my dear friend Debbie Weinstein. Debbie, how are you?
Just fabulous. How are you?
I'm doing really, really great. You look really cute. You're so cute. I like
Thank
the
you.
little
Tried to get a little persimmon in there.
Yeah. And the chair of the YWCA's Women of Achievement Luncheon, my good friend Kim Burton. Kim, how are you?
I'm wonderful, thank you.
How pretty you look.
Thank you so much.
So Deb, what's new and exciting at the YWCA? Things are going, we're into 2015. Who'd have thunk at the 19th year for the YWCA's Women of Achievement Luncheon? Give us kind of a bird's eye view, maybe a state of the state of what's going on with the YW right now.
What's going on in the YWCA is not very different than what's going on nationally with nonprofit organizations. We're in an era where government funding of health and human services is really on the decline. So we are really out there just meeting with businesses, meeting with individuals, talking about our organization, talking about the great successes that we have with our mission of eliminating racism and empowering women, and seeking support so we can continue to do the wonderful work of the YWCA with battered and homeless women and children, victims of elder abuse, and more. So it's been a pretty incredible year thus far.
You don't just have the one program with the the domestic violence, and you don't just you have so many. So maybe just a cliff note version of maybe a couple of the highlights in the programs that you'd like to maybe say. Here's what the YW is all about.
Well, again, our mission is eliminating racism and empowering women, and all of our programs really speak to that mission. Our Sojourner Shelter for homeless women and families right now is blowing at the seams. We're a 75-bed facility. We've got over 30 children living with us now with their parents, and we are at capacity and beyond. We have our domestic violence program that's in Kanawha, Clay, and Boone counties. It's called the YWCA Resolve Family Abuse Program, and it's a marvelous program, really, whose goal is to empower victims of domestic violence to successfully leave violent relationships.
We're going to meet the Empowerment Award
Yes.
honoree here after a while. We got her video, but that's such a powerful program, and it makes
Yes.
such an impact, and we're saving these ladies, and sometimes men, but mostly ladies, from their abuser. Isn't it just it's special and it's sad at all at the same time, but the hope that we provide is just immeasurable, right?
Absolutely, and when you hear Amy Thomas's
Yeah.
story, it's just going to warm your heart. Imagine going from just a victim of a terribly violent marriage to a woman who is committed to working with law enforcement and prosecutor in support and advocacy of battered women and their
I
children.
first got to hear her at the annual Girls' Night Out, which
Yes.
is the big fundraiser for the Resolve program, and very special lady, and
Yeah.
very brave and courageous lady. So Kim, you're the chair of the Women of Achievement Luncheon. So I'm assuming you've been involved with the YW for a few years now, right?
I've been on the board for 3 years, yes, and then last year I think that was when I got most active with the Women of Achievement and went through the whole process with the women that were selected last year and got a really good feel for what goes on.
So what is your role as the chair of the committee, the Women of Achievement Committee? What do you kind of oversee?
Well, I've got a great team.
Oh, I know you do. I know you do.
And we are right now in the fundraising mode and trying to get all the sponsorships in, all the ads in, and still selling tickets.
Still selling tickets. You too can be a part of the 19th annual 2015 Women of Achievement Awards Luncheon. It'll take place on Friday, March the 6th. It begins at noon at the Embassy Suites. They'll be done 90 minutes later. 90 minutes later at 1:30. They promised that. That's what they claim to fame. The Huntington Bank Women of Achievement YWCA luncheon. You can see sponsorships are still available. Individual tickets are $75. Please call 304-414-3113, 3113. You can go to the website YWCACharleston.org. I believe you can get your tickets there as well. So please do join us, and March the 6th, it's a Friday at noon. I look forward to the event. I say it's one of my favorite events of the year, but then people say, well, Jim, you have so many favorite events. What's so special about this one? I say, well, if you want to be moved, if you want to be inspired, that inspirational bar seems to be raised each and every year. 19th year, I've been to most, not every. But Debbie, it's a very moving day, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. The women who are honored at Women of Achievement are really trailblazers in their field. They're role models for young women. They are absolutely incredible individuals.
One of the first honorees that we're going to meet is Judy Wellington, and Judy happens to be the president and CEO of the Clay Center. She certainly understands the history and the significance of this award, and she says she's incredibly humbled to receive it. As we take a look at Judy, one of the honorees at this year's Women of Achievement Luncheon. Here's Judy Wellington.
I'm really excited about receiving it. I think that I'm following in the footsteps of a lot of really exciting and important people, and I'm very honored to receive it. I think people who are starting out their career should be very open to opportunities. I wouldn't assume that what you start with is where you're going to end up. I think you should follow your passion. That passion may change as you move on in life. I once read a book called Composing Your Life. I think that women tend to do that more than men. They tend to look for opportunities more than men do, and I think that's a really good thing. I think it's good that you keep changing yourself as you grow, and I would recommend doing that to anyone. I think people let their education hold them back, and I don't think you should do that. I think you should look at how your education prepares you for life, not how your education prepares you for a career. When I was a chemist, I went out to lunch with the president of the zoo one day. And at the end of lunch, he offered me a job. Most people would have said, hey, I'm a chemist. I can't go work for a zoo. What do I know about a zoo? Well, it sounded like fun. So I took that opportunity. He obviously thought I could do the job. So why should I think I couldn't do the job? So I grabbed it, you know, and I think you need to find people who have confidence in you and don't think you can't do something. If the person who sees something in you thinks you can do it, you will learn from them. So take that confidence that they have in you and pull it into yourself. I think passion is really important. Passion, fun, those are important things to have in your life. I spend 60, 80 hours a week in the office, and probably another 20 hours a week thinking about work. That's a big part of your life. If it's not fun, stop doing it.
There's a look at Judy Wellington, one of this year's YWCA's Women of Achievement honorees, March the 6th at noon at the Embassy Suites. Make sure you get your tickets. You still get your tickets. Please do. Only $75. It's a very inspirational luncheon. 304-414-3113. I've known Judy a long time. I'm very fortunate to know Judy. You've known her for a while now, Deb. What sets her apart? I mean, what's so trailblazing about her? Isn't she fascinating?
She is such a unique woman.
Yeah.
She's got a PhD in organic chemistry from Harvard. Fortunately for this community, she came here, and in 2000, she became the director of what was then Sunrise Museum. Transitioned to the Avampado
She was part of the
Discovery
transition,
Museum.
right?
She
Which was a chore in itself.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Yeah, right. We remember. You remember.
Right, and then she became, you know, part of the, she succeeded Sue Sergi as the president and CEO of the Clay Center for the Arts and Sciences of West Virginia, which reaches thousands of children and adults every year.
So Judy's one of the honorees. We also get a chance to meet another honoree, Kitty Dooley. And Kitty has worked to eliminate racism her entire career. So, as Deb has mentioned, being honored by the YWCA has a special meaning for her. Here's a look at Kitty Dooley.
When I was told about my selection, I was genuinely surprised and excited, because I have followed the awardees over the years and have witnessed the work that many of the women who have received this award have done in this community, and to be amongst that group of women is just extremely exciting, humbling, and a true honor. There are people of goodwill everywhere, and there are people whose ideas have probably not caught up to where we are in the law and where we are as a society. And so, as we've always done, we look at the differences that people have and try to find a way to come together, to open people's minds to a progressive or forward way of looking. Everybody's not coming along, and so there's still work to do. And that's why I'm really excited about the work that the YWCA does, and certainly the work that there are numerous people around the state and country continue to work toward bringing people together. What I tell young people all the time is this adage: if it is to be, it is up to me. And I try to get them to understand one thing in particular, that life is not fair. And in that, you have to take whatever it is that you have, whatever resources, and some folks don't have that many resources, but in West Virginia and around this country, they have a constitutional right to an education. They have to take advantage of the educational opportunities here. There are scholarships and opportunities available, and what I've learned is that education is the way to better yourself and to reach your goals. And so if you take advantage of that education, if you work to overcome the obstacles, and if you dream the greatest dream, you can achieve that dream. And so in the work that I've tried to do in this community, I've always had my forethought, what it is we can do to help children. And a couple of things with regard to the Charleston Canal Housing Authority. We've improved their lot by spending over $60 million to really recreate the most depressed housing in the inner city. Because the idea was, if children understand that the nicer things or the better things in life are due to them, and not in a way where they're entitled, but those are things that they can have, just to have safe, affordable, new housing, gives me the impression that maybe they can strive to do better. And of course, that way is to get your education.
You can certainly see why Kitty Dooley is one of this year's honorees for the Women of Achievement Luncheon. So passionate, so inspirational, so driven with education and housing and eliminating racism and empowering women. Yeah, I didn't know Kitty, and I'm just getting the chance to meet with her at that taping, and just a delight. Kim, this